Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Tuesday the 21st of February. Here you can see we have our two tables in front of us. We have two types of tables. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. You can see here some of the currencies are highlighted in green. That means there is a confluence between those two time frames and those currencies, and that's where we will be looking for opportunities in the market. The tables auto update every 5 minutes 24/7, so if you are a member you can see how the markets stand right now in real time. So the dollar remains top of both tables, being the strongest currency. On the trend traders, the Swiss franc is the second strongest currency but only the third strongest currency. On the day traders, the yen tops the trend traders as the weakest currency, however is only the second weakest currency on the day traders. The New Zealand is the second weakest currency on the trend traders, but tops are day traders. So we talked about Kiwi US dollar yesterday, talked about those shorts into 0.62. That seems to be playing out pretty nicely at the moment. So we'll go check that out a little bit later. I'm going to focus on dollar yen today, as are we expecting this rally to continue? So the last time we spoke about dollar yen was it breaking out of this area here, retesting the 135 or 132 spot 80 handle, coming back to retest the minor range at the 131 spot 50, and then looking for long ideas. So if you did get long around that area, it's around a 280 pip movement to the upside, so that would have been a really nice move. But however, we've come up into resistance now, so we're at the 134 spot 50 resistance. Now this is where I wanted to take a look and see if price will continue to the upside. Now the tables are telling us that we should be looking for further opportunities higher. However, we are coming up into previous structure highs, so this is where it's a good idea to match the tables with technicals instead of just looking at the table and saying, yep, okay, I want to be a buyer of dollar yen, I'm going to go long in here. What we want to try and do is add those technicals to then be able to give us one, a better entry, two, better risk management, and three, just making sure that we're in line with the market at that point, because there's no good me taking a long position in here where my stop's going to have to be down at the lows on this daily, on this H8 chart, I should say, the 8 hourly chart. And then, you know, I'm basically getting long at resistance where price may want to come down, break through the low, find support again, and then continue to the upside. So that's not really a safe entry in and around here. So that's why I'm looking at how we can potentially look at this market. If I just go up to the daily time frame and just zoom in, we can see that the market is sort of finding resistance at the moment at this 134 spot 50 handle. We've got a couple of wicks to the upside, so you can see Friday's close was a nice rejection of this 134.50 high. The next day, or Monday, we can see that we've just pretty much ranged, and then today we've already broken the high of the range. So what we don't want to see today is a rejection of this area again and price closing lower, because that would signal that price maybe going to sort of pull back rather than continue to push to the upside. Instead, we want to see price take out Friday's high. I think if price takes out that Friday high in here around about the 135 spot 13 handle, then that would really open the sort of door to the buyers to get long again, and maybe we'll see price come up to the 200 moving average at 137, or the most or the next sort of area of resistance, which is that 138 handle. So I want to be long this market, but I don't necessarily want to be long in and around this area. So if I go back down to that 8 hour time frame, you can see that the market, when it breaks those highs, tends to come back to the highs and retest. Again, we broke out of this range, we retested the range, the market rallied higher. So if we do fail at this 134.50, I think what we could expect is price to pull back down into the previous area of resistance, now turn support, which is the 133 handle through here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for here. I'm going to see if price pushes back to the 133 handle. Do we then see some buyers stepping back in with some bullish patterns, or is price going to trade through the current highs here above the 134.50? Is that going to pull back and then continue to the upside? I think as trend traders, those are the two options you have right now on dollar yen. Alternatively, if you're a day trader, you may want to go in a little bit more aggressive. So you can see here on this 30-minute time frame that price has kind of bottomed out down through here at the sort of 134 handle. We're then making higher highs and higher lows. So if price was to come back to this 134.50, you can see I've got marked in here and find support, you could look for a very short-term move up to the area of resistance. So you can see I've marked out a little bit of a zone around about the 134.90 handle, just before these highs at 135, because that's an area where I'd want to be out before everybody else kind of tries to get out from being at the high. So that would be an area of interest from a day trading point of view. Can we see price come back down to the 134.50, and then I'll take targets around about this 134.90, and then I'd exit positions and see if price can either trade through those highs or see if we get that reversal instead. Another market that we could take a look at is Euro Yen. We've actually spoken about Euro Yen previously because we were looking for it to trade through a key area of resistance. So if I go over to Euro Yen on the daily time frame, what we were looking for was price to break above this 142.75 handle and continue to the upside. So we can see that price did break out. We did have a little bit of a pullback, but however, price is kind of range bound on this 8-hour time frame at the moment. So what I'm actually waiting for at the moment is price to trade through this range. Can we get a close above? If we get a close above, can we then look for continuations to the upside? So if that happens, there's an opportunity there on Euro Yen. If I just actually go back to Kiwi US dollar, we mentioned Kiwi US dollar yesterday. We were looking for price to come back down to around about the 0.62 handle or the previous lows. We were looking to see if we'd get that sort of double bottom pattern around about the 0.62, or we'd see price trade through the 0.62 handle and move back to the downside. So we're looking to see how price reacts in and around here. If I just take this down, we can see price has come back down into that level. So if I go to the H4 chart, what we were looking for yesterday was price to continue to the downside. We did get a little bit of a move back above the area of interest for us yesterday. However, price failed to really make any kind of higher highs at that point. We were just kind of failing around about that 0.6250, and today you can see prices continue to push to the downside. So this would be a nice area to look to take profits on that move. If you obviously, if you haven't already, you can wait for price to try and retest that move again. But looking to see if we get that double bottom pattern. If we get the double bottom, I'll be looking for the 0.63 to act as resistance, or a break of this 0.62 for a move down. So that's something to consider there as well on Kiwi dollar. But I like dollar yen. I think that, you know, if we do get that breakout above the 134.50, that would really kind of influence buyers to get back into the market and trade up to the next areas of resistance. So keep your eye on that market. We do have some big news coming up. We've got FOMC meeting minutes this week, so do be aware of that. And yeah, happy trading. Hope you trade safely, and I hope you have a profitable day. And I will speak to you in the next video.